Hello and welcome to our special preview edition where we're going to look at the summer festival for Digital Futures this summer. We have a very exciting festival lined up, the largest ever. We already have over 110 workshops in more than 10 different languages. We're opening up into a whole new domain here. Today the format is going to be, I'm going to be handing over to Philip, who's going to give something of a background to the whole Digital Futures event, and talk about the new Architecture Intelligence journal that is being launched. After that, I'll be saying a few words, looking back in last year and also looking at the plans for this year. I'll then be handing over to Bavleen, who will be introducing, followed by Chow, and then introducing our different language managers. This year, very significantly, we're opening up into 10 different languages, which is a huge step on our part. So first of all, I'd like to welcome my colleague Philip Yuan. Philip and I were the ones who initiated this whole project back in 2011. And I'd like to welcome Philip from Tongji University in Shanghai. Welcome, Philip.
Hi, everyone. It's a great honor to be here with all the colleagues of Digital Futures to have a brief preview of the whole event in this summer. So I would like to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so Digital Future 2022, I think the topic for this year, we put forward One Planet. I will introduce the background, how we want to put this title here later. But before that, I would like to firstly brief review the history of Digital Futures over the past 12 years. So Digital Futures right now as a global knowledge sharing platform in post-pandemic era, especially after 2020, the pedestrian pandemic, it's a great booming for this platform. Digital Futures at the very beginning is educational initiative launched by New and Me in 2011. So over the past few years, Digital Futures has organized an annual series of activities, consists of workshops, lectures, conference, exhibitions, hosted over the summer months by Tongji University. After 2020, it's grown to digitalfuture.org. More and more people involved into this platform. So instructors from some of the leading schools of the architecture discipline have been invited to run workshops, and leading architects and scholars have been invited to present papers at the conference. It also spawned a series of books publications, a peer-reviewed journal right now we want to kick off this year, and international PhD consortium as well. So this is a posters every year. I think we can remember the first year I met Neil Leach in 2010, and we are talking about how to set up this workshop program by USC and Tongji University. So the first forum name is Digital Future. And then afterward, year by year, we actually put forward different topics, including XXL super high-rise buildings, interactive Shanghai, robotic fabrication, based on the structure performance, and also digital factory, diagrammatic thinking in digital fabrication, visualization versus materialization, and human-machine collaborative future, architecture intelligence, and so on and so forth. I think every year we have a topic. And in the first few years, we invited every year one special philosopher, and also including some prominent iconic figure inside our discipline, including Anthony Picon, including Ma Yan-song, Tom Mann, and all these very famous architects actually coming to make lectures and make talks. Like Philip Block and Archimangus, every year they were leading a special workshop over the past few years. This is before the COVID. I remember this in 2019, including Anthony Picon, Mark Xie, and a lot of professors from all over the world coming to join us offline in Tongji. We can remember This is the first year we kick off a CDRF International Conference. And every year in the workshop, we will have a very special bridge. I think we have already built 6 bridges crossing this Tongji University CUP exhibition space. So we try to make research on the structural performance formation, and at the same time try to figure out the possibility to make use robotics, including welding, plastic weaving, this kind of technology. And this you can see the 1 tons, the weight of the bridge actually can standing like more than 20 people on it. And the events, I think we already, we can briefly see like Patrick Schumacher and the different architects organize different teams involved into workshop outcomes. I think it's evidence-based research paradigm we try to introduce to the discipline. So all the research based on this kind of making process, and also including the scraping process. So this is really important. The digital tools not only could be the tools to support your design, but also could generate to help you the design thinking involved into the design process. This is Roland Su project, and 2 robotics collaborate with each other. Jules Rasting, Aki Mangus. So all these prominent representative teams coming to China, coming to Shanghai, and actually we learning from each other, sharing to each other. So we testing different kind of props, different kind of stripping technology and fabrication technology, and formation technology. I think that's extremely meaningful for the whole world. We actually collaborate with each other on this platform. So after 2020, it goes to a more global platform based on different languages, different background universities, research institutions. It's extremely important to keep support and keep make it going on. So you can see the applicants booming from 2020 to around 9,000. And last year, around 7,500 from a lot of different research institutions. And we organize a lot of workshops. 2020, we have 75 workshops from 204 instructors, 33 countries, 91 institutions. Last year, we have already, the number goes to 109 workshops, 158 instructors from 45 countries and 134 institutions. So you can see the universities and institutions actually from all over the world, including Asia, States, Europe, South America, Africa, and so on and so forth. So numbers of the institutions actually is crossing the whole world. I think you can simultaneously see it's really homogeneous. It's not from one country, actually from all over the world. So this is the academic background, most of them from architecture discipline, but still we have some designers, engineers, also they would like to participate with us. And including the professors, the different R&D company founder, assistant professor, head of the laboratory, and lecturer, associate professor, researchers, so on and so forth. So this is last year. This is from different continent. The diagram shows the background. And most important, I think we have a lot of publication coming out. This is the books from my team, but actually, if you look into New Leach, he also published a series of books. So totally, we have more than 20 books coming out in the past 10 years. So this is all the DigitalFUTURES talks organized by Neil. Actually, I think we have more than 100,000 viewers from both YouTube and Bilibili platform. Last year, we start to set up make some selection of the fellowship who play the leading roles around the world to be the DigitalFUTURES fellows. We have 2 females, Mette Thompson from CETA, Royal Danish Academy. We have Professor Mark Xie from RMIT, and Professor Areti Marco from IAC Barcelona, Professor Philip Brock from BRG ETH, and Professor Aki Mangus from ICT University of Stuttgart. So every year it will make a selection to adding 1 or 2 fellowship who can play the leading roles and leading the whole army going forward. And the most lucky, both you and me, was got this special award from Acadia. Acadia gave Innovative Academic Program Award of Excellence to Digital Futures program. So great thanks to that. This is a topic year by year we set up in the past 11 years. And the manifesto, and you and me, we put forward is we're looking forward to set up the sharing education content and accessible for everyone across the world. And secondly, we're growing as a digital platform. DigitalFUTURES aim to promote international collaborations about a broad range of contemporary issues in the discipline of architecture and associated fields, with a particular emphasis on the latest computational design and fabrication technology. And last but not least, it also addresses the broader ethical and social issues, such as environmental concerns within our ever-evolving, highly technological culture. So all the events, including conference, talks, workshops, publications, and lectures. So this year, the coming event will including the workshops based on different linguistic background. And also we'll have a one-day CDRF conference meeting, which will be the 4th International Conference on Computational Design and Robotic Fabrication. So the best paper will be selected, recommended to Architectural Intelligence Journal. And also Neil will organize the DigitalFuture talks during the workshop 10 days. And the PhD symposium is from Tongji, is organized by Chao and me, and Chao will make a brief introduction for that. So DigitalFuture Award, this would be the 3rd year. We announced the award winner at the last day of the workshops. And also the vertical or physical exhibition will be followed afterwards. And the PhD consortium actually really successful over the past few years. For example, last year, we invited a lot of prominent professors, set up different topics, including the philosophy digital architecture, and also the performance-based design, another session. We invited different professors and so on and so forth. And this year, I think Chao will introduce later. And the last but most important I want to introduce is the inaugural issue of Architectural Intelligence will be launched during the summer event. So Architectural Intelligence is a new peer-reviewed journal for original research papers and reviewed articles focusing on 3 future scenarios, including the smart habitat, virtual habitat, and the spatial habitat. And based on the Digital Future platform, Architectural Intelligence accepts contributions from interdisciplinary architecture-related research direction, including the structure and material, environment and energy consumption, algorithm and computation, and behaviors and society. Aiming to become an SCI index journal, Architectural Intelligence will publish 4 issues every year with 30 to 40 articles in total, plus 1 special issue with 12 to 15 articles per year. A special issue this year will coming out with a collaboration with Cadre. So this is a science direct publishing online, open access, all the papers, establish a reader database to alert and attract high-level researchers. A Best Paper of the Year award will be announced and increase the impact and brand awareness among the research community. And also the right one is the cover for the inaugural issue, and the project, every issue will have a cover project. So the first one will from Archimedes team, which is the pavilion in the Venice Biennale. So you can scan this label here, and in Springer, our number is 44223. So you can so welcome all the participants to turn in your paper on this platform. So the architecture intelligence actually focus on the artificial intelligence and emerging new technologies through the entire life cycle of buildings. So which commit to the scientific and evidence-based architectural research methodology. And also we try to set up dialogues crossing architecture, civil engineer, environmental engineer, computer science, social science, and other relevant disciplines to generate a new knowledge as well as the new technologies. So that is the brief introduction. So welcome, take a look the first journal in next month, around 2 months. So we're looking forward. We have around 15 papers in the first issue. So the topic, One Planet, because in the past few years, DigitalFuture has been rethinking the format, logic, and the structure of the architectural application in the planetary scale, exploring a new collective agency for the academic worlds. It attempts to break through the walls of traditional classroom by offering an alternative, highly contemporary model within the digital world where we can all connect online. The DigitalFuture intends to provide an inclusive platform for all architects and the students on the shared planet, irrespective of race, creed, gender, and economic standing, so that none are excluded. It aims to establish a planetary classroom where everyone can come together and debate ideas, like some form of global brain. So at the same time, we're sharing a lot of difficulty, including the COVID, including the war on the planet. So we should be thinking on the way how we can collaborate with each other and sharing the whole planet with each other. So looking forward to participate to DigitalFuture International. This is you can scan this here and to join with us. So that's the introduction from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. I'd just like to follow up with a slightly in more detail a discussion about how the platform has evolved over the past 2 years. Evelyn, come in the video. So if you cast your minds back to 2020, the beginning of 2020, which seems a different era now. Actually, in February 2020, I was due to be flying to Shanghai. My flight was cancelled for obvious reasons. And in March 2020, Philip and I had a discussion about our planned summer event, the event that had been going on over the years, that had been gradually building up to around 800, 900 individuals taking part by 2019. And we decided that we'd have to cancel things. It would be impossible to have an in-person event, or at least we predicted it was going to be too difficult. And then something very strange happened, is that we as we went online, and we in many ways we discovered that the digital future that we've been talking about was actually already here. We'd always had the potential to work on Zoom. We'd always had the potential to pay for things with contactless payment. We'd always had potential to order our groceries and goods online, but suddenly we were forced into doing that. And we had this we were shifted, as it were, into the digital future. And we began to realize that actually it is possible to actually do far more online than we could do in person. So we embarked on this extraordinary project. We could see that we were, when we were holding our reviews, we could bring people from all over the world, and we could do something we could never do before. So we called upon everyone in a spirit of solidarity to come together to try and support one another in a time of great need. And surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, but the event really worked. We got exponentially more popular. We had 12,000 applicants. It was an extraordinary event in many ways. But then we realized actually that we were achieving something that we hadn't actually quite anticipated. We had in many ways broken through the walls of the classroom, the physical walls of the classroom, opened up education to people all over the world. And we could bring ideas for free to everyone, regardless of where they came from, regardless of which country they came from, which religion they belonged to, and so on and so on. So we then following that, we also began to realize that in the theory seminar that I've been conducting, that we'd stay together as a group. We were holding our different chats on Discord. So we decided to maintain the platform on a continuous basis. So every Saturday we began to open up and have a series of discussions, not just about technical issues, but also about sort of social issues, about sea level rise, about gender, about the deforestation of the Amazon, and so on. And these things gradually grew up and became more and more popular. Following on from that, we decided that we were going to try and focus especially on doctoral education. We began to realize that the old-fashioned model, especially for doctoral education, where you had a small number of individual doctoral students in each institution working away on their own, could be replaced by a platform that was a global platform, a genuinely global platform, where everybody could come together and talk about their work and form a kind of, as it were, global brain, as Philip mentioned. We also began to realize that would allow us to bring in the very best of the educators in the world, and so that everybody could share, everyone could be part of that particular project. And so last year we over the summer festival, we established what we call the Digital Consortium at the time. We've since changed the name to the Doctoral Consortium. We've continued that through the year. I was hosting a series of sessions on architecture and philosophy, where we had individuals like Bernard Schumi and Peter Eisenman joining us, talking about Derrida and so on, that really showed what you could do by bringing everyone together and recording this for posterity. Everything that we've done has been uploaded to our Digital Futures library, and there's a repository of information that has become almost like a global university in many ways. We followed that up with a series of sessions that were hosted by Florida International University for the DDES program there over this last semester, where we had a series of sessions on AI, neuroscience, and architecture that was continuing this idea. And in many cases, we opened up to an audience that was far greater than we ever imagined. We've had over 12,000 people watching some of the FIU DDES projects, sessions on the Doctoral Consortium, and so on. The other key development that happened last year was the beginning of our language channels. Last summer, we'd already had a few workshops in different languages, and we realized that actually this was something that was an important step forward in terms of inclusivity. While our main sessions on Saturdays have been in English, we realized that not everybody could speak English so fluently, and therefore we should open up into other domains. As a result of that, we held our first ever session in Arabic in December of last year, followed by our first session in Farsi. And in fact, our first session in Arabic broke all the records. We over 20,000 watched that session. And we followed up with a series of other sessions, other language channels in Spanish and Portuguese, and so on. Now we're going to be extending even further this summer and really opening up to other languages. So we see this not just simply as a kind of as an educational platform, but something where we can really push and promote new ideas. And the content that we're providing, we're hoping is going to be able to work its way into the curriculum of students across the world. And in many ways, what we're trying to do is to try and improve education. Philippe Morel once made this comment that what we're doing is a bit like what Uber or maybe Didi is doing to taxi services, forcing them to improve their act. So building upon all that we've done in the past, we're going even further this summer with over 10 different language channels. And I think that's a remarkable feat. We've genuinely bringing the world together in an age when we still, of course, have inequality in the world. Not everybody has access to vaccination. Not everybody has access to the important educational ideas. Education, we believe, should be a human right and not a privilege of the wealthy. Not everyone can afford to go and study at the Architectural Association at Harvard and so on. So that's why we're trying to really push things and open things up. So alongside the kind of this interest in the digital future, a digital future that is here and that is shaping the way that we operate even more, we're looking towards an inclusive future, a future where we can address these issues. It's not just simply a question of fetishizing the technology itself, but rather in the spirit, let's say, of the Bauhaus itself, of addressing how we could maybe take that technology, and use it to go and make a better world. So I'm looking forward very much to the summer festival, which is going to be our biggest ever festival. At the moment, we have 110 plus workshops. We're expecting to have many more, or several more, shall we say. And we have over 10 different languages. Gradually, over time, we're just developing into something which I think is truly extraordinary, something that is hopefully going to radically overtake it, shall we say, or replace the model of education to be a model that is accessible to all. And the other thing that we've begun to realize is that when we've been having these discussions online, it is in some senses bringing together a notion of the global brain. And that's something that has been a concept that has been pushed by a number of different neuroscientific and AI thinkers. There's more recently the idea that somehow we are coming together at a global, on a planetary scale, and operating together. And that remains the theme for this year, the idea that we are, despite the divisions which we are noticing in terms of conflict all over the world, despite the divisions, we are trying to look forward to see how we can bring everyone together and share our common passion for architecture, because I think that's what really binds us together more than anything else, the idea that somehow we are all passionate about the possibilities of what architecture can offer us. So I'm looking forward to another spectacular summer session. I'm also looking forward to this next year of Digital Futures, where we've expanded beyond our Saturday sessions and we'll be holding sessions at different times during the year to suit those individual language communities. And this year, we're shifting from this idea of a kind of a regional concept towards the idea of structuring according to languages. And we're discovering that to have a session, for example, in Portuguese is able to bring together Brazil, Portugal, and the Portuguese-speaking diaspora around the world. We begin to realize that actually this platform can genuinely be a global platform that is not seen as an elitist one, but rather an inclusive one, in which we're sharing our ideas with everyone throughout the world. So I'd like to sort of just say thank you to the team that's been putting together this thing. We have been working round the clock to try and make this happen. Not everything is fallen into place just yet, but we're gradually building it up. We're building up a new website as also for this summer. And hopefully we will go from strength to strength as we begin to sort of open up and explore the possibilities of what architecture can be in the different languages of the world itself. So at this point, I'd like to hand over to Bhavleen, who is a relatively new member of our team, but a very important and a significant one to introduce the session from now on. So thank you, Bhavleen. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Neil. I'll just quickly share my screen so we can get on with the next part of today's session. So hello, everyone. My name is Bhavleen Kaur, and I've been part of the team for about last 9 months now, but I have contributed and learned a lot with the team. And today I just want to first of all very quickly introduce my colleagues who have been working endlessly in putting together 110 plus workshops in 10 different languages. But before we begin that, I would like to even summarize a little bit of what the schedule for summer 2022 looks like. Neil and Philippe, both of them have elaborated on what's the history of Digital Futures, and for those who are new and instructors as well as students, this is a platform which is free and is there to help you support your ideas, to explore your ideas. On 13th of June, we will begin with the doctoral consortium. And this will end on 24th of June, the details to which my colleague Chao Yan will explain in few minutes. After that, we have a CDRF conference in hybrid intelligence, which Philippe just mentioned a couple minutes back. And on the same day, on 25th of June, Saturday, we have our opening ceremony, which will mark the beginning of this very popular platform and festival of workshops, which Neil just summarized beautifully into his words. The workshops will continue from 26th of June to 2nd of July, which will end on 3rd July with the closing ceremony and awards. We will move slowly towards the exhibition opening. Many exciting things are going to happen between 26th June to 2nd July. Many new instructors, many of our past contributors are going to be there. So I would hand it over to Chao to discuss doctoral consortiums, the conference, as well as the workshops that are going to happen in Chinese language. So over to you, Chao.
Okay, thank you, Beverly. I will share my screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you, Beverly. Hello everyone. My name is Chao Yan. I'm an assistant professor at Tongji University, and I have been also working with Neil and Philip at DigitalFUTURES for many years. So I'm really happy today to introduce you the two key events in the summer of 2022. So the first I want to talk about is the doctoral consortium. And for those who are not really familiar with DigitalFUTURES, the doctoral consortium is an online platform for doctoral students from all around the world to meet together and exchange ideas. It was initiated by Philip and Neil in 2018 as part of the International Doctoral Program of Tongji University. So in the past few years, every summer we invite, on the one hand, we invite the leading figures of the field to give lectures, and we live stream them to the whole world. On the other hand, we also invite young scholars and PhD candidates to present their works and to have debates and discussions. So the image here you see is from last year, as Philip mentioned. We had a great lineup of speakers, including Zizek, Meta Thompson, Manuel de Landa, Archimedes, and they were organized as two lecture series. One is about architecture and philosophy, and another is about performative design. So this year, the doctoral consortium will be hosted from June the 13th to 24th. I also want to mention that Virginia Melnick and Nick Bao, who are also on this committee to organize the event, we are closely working together under the supervision of Philip. So during this summer, during the consortium, every day we will host two lectures. But what's special for this year is that we invite some professors to give more than one lectures, so that you may get deeper understandings of his or her works. So for example, Shiqiao Li, who is a professor from University of Virginia, he will give 3 lectures on the topic of architecture and language. We will also have Patrick Schumacher, who will give 6 lectures on his theory of parametric system. Besides of those lecture series, we also have individual lectures. Some of them are associated with the new journal Architectural Intelligence. So for example, you see here Kathleen Muller, Matthias D. Campbell, Yupeng Wu. They are all the associate editors of this new journal, and they will give lectures from different perspectives of architectural intelligence. Besides of that, we also invite some key figures like Antoine Picon from Harvard GSD, Meta Thompson, Eli Berman, the former dean of University of Virginia, and also like Kyo Mo, Lim Yang from SAC, and others. So they will give lectures, and all the lectures will open for registration from the public. We will open the system very soon. And also in between these lectures, in June the 18th and the 19th, we will have the Young Scholar Symposium. We will invite many young scholars who are in their early career and also PhD candidates. We will invite them to present their works and join panel discussions. So I believe there will be many interesting dialogues happening during the time. After the consortium on June the 25th, we will have the 4th conference on computational design and robotic fabrication. So the theme for this year is hybrid intelligence. We have received over 150 submissions covering a wide range of topics. And after the peer review, 43 papers were accepted, and they are now under revision according to comments from the reviewers. So we will see all the authors presenting their papers on the conference day, and also the conference will be hosted on Zoom and open for registration from all the audiences. And recordings of all sessions will also be uploaded onto the Digital Futures YouTube channel, and you can also follow our sessions on that platform. So that's everything about the consortium and the conference. So Beverly, should I continue to do the workshop, or you want to introduce?
Yes, that'll be good. That'll be good, and then I'll introduce everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Then I will continue. Okay, so in the past 11 years, we have been hosting physical workshops in Shanghai, and we built like more than I think 70 installations. And even in the COVID time, we still try to teach digital fabrications in hybrid mode. So like last year, there were several joint workshops among the different schools like ICT Stuttgart, ETH Zurich, SEAC. They were paired with our local faculties and working closely together to explore the new ways of teaching digital fabrication. And what you see here in the video is the final exhibition from last year. Given the current COVID situation, this year will be more difficult, I would say. The students might not be able to involve in the fabrication process directly, but we will try to find different ways to produce some physical results in the end. So potentially there will be 6 hybrid fabrication workshops. There will be a joint workshop between Tongji and ICT Stuttgart. It will be led by Philip and Archimedes. And I want to mention that this is also the 3rd year they collaborated together working on digital fabrications. The theme for this year will be timber bending structures. Another Tongji workshop will be focusing on AI design and robotic fabrication, you see here. And next on the list, Virginia, Philip, and myself, we will teach a workshop on inflatable architecture and tensile structures. And then next, we will again have Nick Bao, Max Xie, and Qiu Wei, Jia Nanpeng. So the RMIT team will working together with the China team to they will using 3D print to produce the mold for concrete casting to build some physical installations. And next, we will have also have invited Professor Hua Hao from the Southeast University, and he will working on 3D printing and the fabricated materials to investigate some new ways of form bending. Last, we have Cao Ting from HIT Shenzhen. She and her collaborators from ETH Zurich, they will working together to develop some construction method for minimal surface structure. In the meantime, we will also have fully online workshops. So one of the interesting topics in this year is metaverse. So there will be 2 workshops teaching how to design buildings in virtual space in metaverse. One is led by Patrick Schumacher and his team, like Snow Duan and other team members from Jaha Code. Another workshop, we invited Professor Wendong Wang, who is a professor from CAFA. He will also teaching the same topic. Then the next topic is computational and performative design. We invited Kai-Ho Yu from University of Applied Art, Virginia, Nairu He from who is currently a visiting professor at Virginia Tech, and also my colleague Jiawei Yao, who is an associate professor at Tongji University here. They will teach 3 workshops on related topics. And then you see the next topic is AI design and big data. In this list, you may see many old friends who have been teaching workshops in Digital Futures for many years. So for example, Wan Yu and X-Cool team, also Zheng Hao from UPenn, they will teaching AI design. And also you see Tang Ge and the Metro Data Tech team, they will teach how to use big data to analyze our cities and to do urban planning and urban design. And this year we have also invited a new team, Peng Yuanqi and NCFZ team. It's a new startup high-tech company, and they will teach some highly advanced AI design too. And in the end, we also invited Lou Tiantian from HIT Shenzhen. He was here last year, and he will again to teach interactive design with virtual reality tools. So these are the workshops from my end, and I hope you will find some interesting workshops in the list and have a great summer. Thank you, Beverly. You can take it over.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chao. I think it's a quite exciting start to this 1 hour of introduction to with what's there for this summer 2022 workshops. I would now hand over the platform to my colleague Aya Riyad, along with her team Reem and Alia. They have been working for the Arabic Middle Eastern regions, including both workshops in English as well as Arabic, followed by Ahmed, who has been a crucial part of the Digital Futures platform. He'll be introducing some other Arabic workshops that are happening, some really exciting work going on there. Followed by Farsi team led by Mohammed and Madi, and Portuguese, Spanish, and many other workshops that you're going to be introduced to in the next 45 minutes. So Aya, please take over. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bevleen. Welcome everyone to the Digital Futures Summer Preview. مرحبا بكم في Digital Futures. نحن منظمة تريد إعادة تشكيل التعليم المعماري من خلال تقديم أفضل أفكار المعمارية مجاناً للمهندسين المعماريين والطلاب في جميع أنحاء العالم. Hello everyone, my name is Aya. As one of Digital Futures Arabic-speaking regional managers, I would like to briefly introduce myself. I'm an Egyptian architect and design researcher based in the United Arab Emirates. I'm currently a doctorate candidate at the Florida International University and a master's graduate from the DRL program at the AA. Currently, I run my studio in Dubai called Shift Space, as well as teach at Ajman University in the UAE. I've been involved with Digital Futures for over a year now, and I think as a team, we see Digital Futures as a mobilizer for democratizing education and removing barriers on a global scale. I think it brings us together as a worldwide community who share a passion for the future of architecture, design, and research. And I think we specifically also admire its dedication to diversity and bringing in new voices and opinions from the Arab world and elsewhere about what our future could look like. I would like now to pass it on to my fellow regional managers, Reem, Alia, and Ahmed, to talk about the summer's workshops from the Middle East region happening in English as well as in the Arabic language. Thank you.
Thank you, Aya. Hi, my name is Reem, and as one of the Digital Futures Arabic regional managers, I'm going to introduce myself. So I'm also an Egyptian architect based in the United Arab Emirates. I also recently joined Digital Futures. I also just graduated from the American University in Cairo, focusing on tectonics and computational design. I currently teach and research advanced computational design at the American University in Cairo, working with topics related to the metaverse, and I'm very much interested in robotics, AI, and interactive design. So let me speak to you a little bit about our workshops. So this year we have plenty of exciting workshops from leading Arab instructors that are based in the Arab region and around the world, and they will be covering a lot of engaging topics like generative design, environmental design, data visualization, computational and urban design, robotics, programming, automation and fabrication, as well as evolutionary algorithms, AI, and machine learning. And these workshops will be covered in either English or Arabic language, or even a hybrid of both. And many of these workshops are available in introductory level so that they're accessible to everyone. So in general, we have a very diverse range of workshops to choose from this year, and many of them are scheduled to suit the timings of the Arab region. So do not miss this opportunity to join us and learn from our most amazing experts and the latest digital tools, topics, and theories related to architecture and design. And we really look forward to having more Arabic-speaking participants with us this summer. And I would like to now hand it over to Adia, my colleague, who will discuss the workshops in Arabic. Thank you.
Thank you, Reem. Hello, everyone. My name is Alia. As one of the Digital Futures Arabic regional managers, I would like to quickly introduce myself. I'm a Jordanian architect based in Germany. I obtained my bachelor's degree from the University of Jordan in Amman. Currently, I'm doing my master's in architecture at the DIA institution, Bauhaus, Bissau. About my experience, I worked as a design coach and program designer in collaboration with New View School in Boston. And I'm interested in digital fabrication, materiality, and hybrid intelligence in architecture, and exploring a new way of forming space to build more resilient and sustainable buildings. And now let me explain the workshop in Arabic. هدف مع ديجيتال فيوتشرز سيكون لدينا الكثير من ورش العمل لمدربين عرب رائدين في المنطقة العربية وحول العالم تغطي موضوعات مثيرة للاهتمام مثل التصميم الرقمي والتصميم البيئي وتطور البيانات والتصميم الحضري والبرمجة الروبوتية والتصنيع والأسمكة والتصور والتعلم الآلي والذكاء الاصطناعي. سيتم تقديم ورش العمل باللغتين العربية والإنجليزية وأيضا مزيد من اللغتين. جزء كبير من ورش العمل عبارة عن مستوى تمهيدي ويمكن الجميع أيضا أن يشارك فيها. بشكل عام باستمر في هذا الصيف لدينا مجموعة متنوعة من ورش العمل للاختيار من بين هذا العام، العديد منها منظم ومجدول بما يتناسب مع التوقيت في المنطقة، ولذلك تأكد من أنك لا تفوت هذه الفرصة. and we are looking نطلع للمزيد للعمل مع المشاركين اللي بيتحدثوا اللغة العربية. وشكرا لكم.
يا هلا. أعتقد أنا. Hello my dear friends, colleagues and lovely students. السلام عليكم أصدقائي الأعزاء الأبطال. I'm أحمد حسب, Egyptian, Arabic language regional manager. I believe in humanity, solidarity and social responsibility. أنا أحمد حسب مصري، مدير إقليمي للغة العربية ومؤمن بالإنسانية والتضامن والمسؤولية الاجتماعية. I'd like to start by thanking everyone on my team for all their hard work and help over the past year. Also, I'd like to thank Neil Leach for his dedication and support, as well as everyone on the team. أحب أبدأ طبعا بالمصري زي ما احنا اتعودنا. أحب أبدأ بأن أنا أشكر الفريق بتاعي بالكامل بصراحة على مجهودهم الرهيب على مدار السنة، وأشكر نيل ليتش طبعا على الديديكيشن الممتاز والرهيب بتاعه يوميا أو أسبوعيا كمان معانا وكافة أعضاء الفريق. As this is my third year with Digital Futures team, I believe this is the beginning of something great. Not just affording proper support, knowledge, and experience, but also inspiring who we can reach. I wish for you all and myself a better future, and this is going to happen when you believe in yourself and work cooperatively in teams to build that future. Or in short words, together is better. And طبعا عشان دي السنة الثالثة بتاعتي في ديجيتال فيوتشر، أنا شايف إن إحنا بنعمل حاجة كويسة الحمد لله طبعا. مش بس بنوفر الدعم العلمي والمعرفي والخبرة للناس، ولكن أنا بحاول أجتهد من خلال السيشن اللي إحنا بنعملها في العربي خلال السنة وخلال إن شاء الله المؤتمر، إن إحنا نلهم الناس ونوصل لأكبر عدد نقدر نوصله. وأنا من وجهة نظري طبعا لازم تؤمن بنفسك، تشتغل في فرق، تتعلم إنك تتعاون مع الآخرين، وأهم حاجة إنك دايما تفضل فاكر إن إحنا معا أفضل إن شاء الله طبعا. I quote myself from last year, changing the world isn't an easy challenge, but we started and will never stop, as knowledge is the key to the future. هاخد من كلامي بتاع السنة اللي فاتت مقتبس سريع كده عشان أأكد إن المعرفة هي مفتاح المستقبل. طبعا بقول ده لنفسي ولكل شبابنا العربي اللي بيسمعونا، خليك دايما فاكر إن العلم هو المفتاح، إحنا بنينا بيه وهنبني بيه المستقبل إن شاء الله. Regarding the workshops, I invited a lot of instructors in Arabic, and we have a variety of workshops. If you aim to gain knowledge in topics like digital fabrication, kinetic facades, Rhino, Grasshopper, SubD, or even AI, don't worry, there are plenty of options for you to choose from, online or hybrid. By the way, my team will offer you the assistance needed even after the event. And these hybrid workshops, some of them would be in Iran, in Arabic, and some others in Egypt. So prepare your tickets. السنة دي الحمد لله طبعا توفقنا إن إحنا دعينا عدد كبير من الورش، وكلها طبعا باللغة العربية، هتساعدك في إن أنت تبني مهاراتك سواء في التصنيع الرقمي، الذكاء الاصطناعي، الواجهات اللي بتتحرك وبترسبوند وما إلى ذلك، الصب دي وكل الحاجات اللي إحنا اتناقشنا فيها قبل كده على مدار السنة. بعضها هيبقى اونلاين فقط، بعضها هيبقى هايبرد ما بين الاونلاين وما بين هو اون سايت اوف لاين، يعني هنشتغل على المكن. الورش اللي هتبقى اوف لاين في منها هيكون في ايران بالعربي وفي منها هيكون في مصر بالعربي ان شاء الله، فجهز التيكت بتاعتك يا معلم. والفريق بتاعي هيساعد حتى لو بعد المؤتمر ان شاء الله. In Arabic we have workshops this year from around the region, from Egypt, Iraq, Qatar, Palestine, and some others like Iran and Australia باللغة العربية. لدينا ورش السنة دي إن شاء الله من جميع أنحاء المنطقة، من مصر، العراق، قطر، فلسطين المحتلة، وبعض الآخرين زي إيران وأستراليا. See you إن شاء الله. Bye.
Thank you, Ahmed. Hello, everyone. Hello, my friends. I'm Mohamed Beju, Iran Regional Manager at DigitalFUTURES, and I'm delighted to be here and part of this fantastic team surrounded by passionate and amazing people. Many people are working in the background to make this event happen, so it is a massive event like all past events we had. This year's event is very special to all of us. We are moving toward being more inclusive and more democratized. So this year we have many language channels like Farsi, Arabic, English, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, French, and many more languages. So we are proud to tell you we had conferred more than 100 workshops for this year in various languages. People with different languages and backgrounds are coming together to contribute to the architecture field this year. Last year, there was a few workshops in Farsi, and I had 2 workshops myself, but I want to talk about the Farsi workshops this year. And we have as many as 10 workshops with different themes such as artificial intelligence, AR, VR, computational design, speculative design, and some theory-based workshops, and many more. Some respected and notable professors and researchers will have their workshops in Farsi and in English too. I want to thank everyone for working on and contributing to this fantastic event. I want to thank Professor Neil Leach for his holistic support, and thank the Digital Futures team, Gustavo, Virginia, Ahmed, Bavlin, Giovanna, Alfredo, Epsita, Angelica, and many more people. And I want to thank my team, the Farsi team. Some of them were my friends, some of them are colleagues like Morteza Himmati, Kaveh Khodabakhshi, Nariman Rafati, Amir Mehdi Basiri, Alireza Sayedi, and Kianush Miraghi, and also Nilufar Alipur. And I want to also to thank Mehdi Fard for helping us temporarily for the workshops this year. So we are going to have a great lineup of the workshops in Farsi. So stay tuned for more information. سلام، من محمد بهجو هستم، مدیر منطقه ایران در دیجیتال فیچرز ورد و مدیر دیجیتال فیچرز فارسی که در کنار تیم دیجیتال فیچرز فارسی بخش فارسی زبان دیجیتال فیچرز رو راه انداختیم و سعی می‌کنیم که در حد توانمون بتونیم تا جایی که امکانش رو داریم به جامعه معماری کمک کنیم. هر سال همونطوری که خیلیاتون میدونین دیجیتال فیچرز در تابستان یک رویدادی داره که افراد از مؤسسات و دانشگاه‌های معتبر از سراسر دنیا جمع میشن دور هم و یک سری ورکشاپ‌هایی رو در زمینه‌های مختلف برگزار میکنن و افراد خیلی با استعداد، خیلی معتبر، آدمایی که خیلیاتون بهتر میدونین کیا هستن. و امسال هم البته یک لطف ویژه‌ای برای ما داره این رویداد که قرار کارگاه‌های بسیار زیادی به زبان‌های مختلفی برگزار شه که این باعث میشه بیشتر به سمت همگانی بودن و در دسترس بودن آموزش حرکت کنیم به سمت اون هدفی که دیجیتال فیوچرز داشته و این باعث میشه ما بتونیم به همدیگه نزدیکتر باشیم. امسال ورکشاپ‌های خیلی خوب و با کیفیت قرار به زبان فارسی برگزار کنیم. افراد معتبر و با استعداد قرار در کنار هم جمع بشن که بتونن کمکی به جامعه معماری طراحی بکنن. افرادی مثل جناب دکتر مرتضی رهبر، جنابان ابراهیم پوستینچی، پوریا بنی آدم، ایمان شیخ انصاری و نریمان رفعتی، جناب مرتضی همتی، آذرنوش امیری، مهدی فرد و پوریا شاه حسینی و من و کاوه خدابخشی، علیرضا سیدی، احسان خضریلو که در زمینه‌های مختلفی دارن سعی می‌کنن که ورکشاپشون رو ارائه بدن در زمینه‌های مثل هوش مصنوعی، کامپیوتیشنال دیزاین، طراحی و بعضیاشون هم تئوری ان و کارگاه تئوری هستن و خیلی کارگاه قوی قرار باشن. و افراد دیگه که همچنان حالا احتمالاً باز ما اضافه میشن بهمون، افراد مختلف دیگه‌ای، خیلی آدمایی دیگه که حالا من کمتر اسم آوردم، مثلا جناب فخر قاسمی یا خانم خجسته مهر و خانم غزل جاویدان. من یه تشکر ویژه‌ام بکنم از افرادی که تو دیجیتال فیچرز ورد دارن کمک میکنن، دارن پشت صحنه تلاش میکنن، آدمای خیلی زیادی جمع شدن دور هم دیگه و سعی میکنن این ایونت خیلی بزرگی که هست رو برگزار کنن و بتونن به بهترین نحو انجامش بدن، بتونیم یک کمکی بکنیم به جامعه معماری، به اون کامیونیتی که هست. و همینطور جناب پروفسور نیلیچ و فیلیپیوان و اعضای دیجیتال فیچرز ورد که من اسم بردم و اعضای دیجیتال فیچرز فارسی مثل جناب دکتر همتی، جناب علیرضا سیدی، امیر مهدی بصیری، نریمان رفعتی، کاوه خدابخشی، کیانوش میرآقایی و خانم علیپور، خانم نیلوفر علیپور و همینطور جناب مهدی فرد که موقتا دارن به ما کمک کنن که این ورکشاپ‌ها رو بتونیم برگزار کنیم. خیلی ازشون تشکر میکنم. امیدوارم که امسال یک لایناپ خیلی خوب و بزرگی از ورکشاپ‌های فارسی داشته باشین. تا همین الان خیلی از افراد معتبر به ما اوکی رو دادن و خیلی هیجان زده ایم نسبت به این قضیه. انشالله باز حالا اطلاعات بیشتر رو باهاتون به اشتراک میذاریم. خیلی ممنون ازتون.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Hello and good morning from Brazil. Bom dia. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Angelica Ponzio, registered architect in Brazil and an associate professor at the architecture department and at the postgraduate program in architecture, PROPAR, at the Federal University of Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. I hold a Master of Science in Advanced Architectural Design from GSAPP Columbia University and a doctoral degree in Theory, History, and Criticism in Architecture at PROPAR with a fellowship from CAPES at the Polytechnico de Milano. I am currently I have the pleasure that I'm currently an institutional project leader of the Bean Cell and Tech Group focused on the National Educational Bean Implementation Plan and a member of the Scientific Committee of SIGRAD 2022. The Portuguese language team of Digital Futures is led by me since the beginning of this year, which I'm very pleased to be part of, and include my fellow research group colleagues and students, which are Leonardo Prazeres Veloso de Souza, who's an assistant professor at Federal University of Bahia, master students Ricardo Cesar Rodrigues from UL, and Sara Chornabai from URGS, my institution, and also from the same institution, doctorate students Barbara Lorenzoni and Sandra Martinez. As a collaborator, we count with my colleague and also professor at URGS, Dr. Leia Bruscato, member of SIGRAD's executive committee. This year, we have the pleasure to present 14 workshops in the Portuguese language, with topics ranging from machine and deep learning to computational design, generative processes, environmental design, structural design, biodesign, interactive design, and digital fabrication. In that sense, there will be a more detailed display of the workshop's contents on the 21st of May, where some of the instructors will be available to answer questions from prospective students. Now in Portuguese. Olá, bom dia. É um prazer estar aqui. Sou a professora Angélica Afonso, professora associada do Departamento de Arquitetura e do Programa de Pós-Graduação em Arquitetura Propar da URGS. A equipe de língua portuguesa do Digital Futures é liderada por mim, inclui o professor Leonardo Prazeres Veloso de Souza, da UFBA, os mestrandos Ricardo César Rodrigues, da UEL, e Sara Chornabai, da URGS, e também da URGS, os doutorandos Bárbara Lorenzoni e Sandra Martins. Como colaboradora, contamos com a minha colega e também professora da URGS, doutora Leia Bruscato, membro do Comitê Executivo do SIGRAD. Este ano, teremos o prazer de apresentar 14 workshops na língua portuguesa, com temas que variam entre machine, deep learning, design computacional, processos generativos, design ambiental, design estrutural, biodesign, design interativo e fabricação digital. Neste sentido, então, teremos no dia 21 de maio uma exposição dos conteúdos do workshop, onde alguns dos instrutores estarão disponíveis para responder as questões dos alunos interessados. Obrigada a todos. Thank you for being part of this team, and I'm very proud to be here. And see you soon. Até breve. Bye.
Hello, my name is Giovanna Pillaca. I lead the team of the Digital Futures events in Spanish and coordinator of the summer workshop for Digital Futures. Also, I'm Peruvian. I'm a digital artist, assistant professor at the University Science of Arts of Latin America, and co-founder of Ola Research. I hold a diploma in digital manufacturing and robotics from the Universidad Católica del Perú and Edu Stratasys Additive Manufacturing Certification. I have won contests such as Fundación Telefónica Virtual Space and the American Arts Incubator organized by the United States Embassy in Peru. My works have been exhibited in the Museum of Contemporary Arts in Lima, in the International Forum of Urban Interventions, in Inclusive Futures, the University Peruana Unión, and the UBA in Argentina. And I have projects published in Arts Daily and Architectural Design. At the beginning of this year, we funded the Digital Futures Spanish regional team together with Alberto Fernandez, who is architect, PhD, academic UCH, UCL de Barlet, and SIGRAD's board member. Camila Andino, who is a multidisciplinary designer, architect, and research. Carlos Rivera, who is founder of Prince of Lab and Onirica Visuals. Roberto Arguelles, who is architect and teacher in Universidad de Guadalajara, with whom we have brought together more than 30 Spanish-speaking designers and architects to learn how they combine speculation and production to propose new approach towards the futures of design. Through different perspectives such as biodesign, artificial intelligence, digital manufacturing, material research, and robotics. Coming from South America, we know that access to computational design is limited and often even non-existent. So we are very excited to be able to give you a space to learn for free and directly with these professionals and many more in this fantastic festival. Today, we have 14 confirmed workshops in Spanish, and I will continue talking in Spanish. A comienzos de este año, el 2022, fundamos el equipo regional Digital Futures Spanish, junto a Alberto Fernández, quien es arquitecto PhD académico de la Universidad de Bartlett y miembro de SIGRADI, Camila Andino, quien es una diseñadora multidisciplinaria, arquitecta e investigadora, Carlos Rivera, quien es fundador de Crimson Lab y Onirica Visuals, y Roberto Arguelles, juez arquitecto y docente de la Universidad de Guadalajara. Con ellos, este año hemos reunido a más de 30 diseñadores y arquitectos de habla hispana para conocer cómo están combinando la especulación y la realización para proponer nuevas miradas hacia el futuro de diseño a través de distintas perspectivas como el biodiseño, la inteligencia artificial, la fabricación digital, la investigación material y la robótica. Viniendo de Sudamérica, sabemos que el acceso al diseño computacional es limitado e incluso muchas veces inexistente. Por ello, nos da mucha ilusión poder darles un espacio para que aprendan de manera gratuita y directa junto a otros profesionales y muchos más en este fantástico festival de Digital Futures. A esta fecha tenemos 14 talleres confirmados en español. Para nombrar algunos ejemplos, hay temas que tratan desde estructuras ecoparamétricas al landscape singularity mediante inteligencia artificial y un taller híbrido que se dictará tanto online como en persona en la Ciudad de México, que investigará con cavidades biointegradas mediante fabricación digital e investigación material. De igual manera, tendremos talleres explorando el uso de realidad aumentada, traducciones robóticas y visualización de datos. Además, me gustaría compartir con ustedes un video de mi colega, que es también coordinadora de los workshops de este verano. Así que voy a compartir pantalla ahora. Let me show my screen. The video is... Oh, it didn't appear. Sorry. Could you share a video?
Yeah, the video is on. Maybe we can check the sound. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, the sound is not shared. We can't hear it.
You need to reshare and select the sound to share the sound.
Giovanna, we can't hear her. So
I can share again. Okay.
Yeah.
Share sound.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hola a todos,
Yes,
mucho gusto. Yo soy Camila Andino, soy ecuatoriana. Como mencionó Giovanna, soy parte del equipo directivo de Digital Futures Spanish y este año coordinadora de los workshops en español del Festival de Verano de Digital Futures. Soy artista digital, investigadora multidisciplinaria y practicante en los campos del diseño y la arquitectura especulativa. Soy graduada de Syracuse University, fundadora y editora a cargo de Experimento de Ideas y arquitecta independiente. Mi trabajo ha sido publicado en el MIT Media Lab Global Bio Summit, en Plurality University Network, en CMAUD, IBPSA, ISAAC, en el National Science Foundation, en el New York State Green Building Conference, en el Shenzhen Hong Kong by City Biennale of Urbanism y Architecture, en el Seúl Biennale, en CUSARCH y revista Trama, entre otros. Anteriormente fui curadora del Plurality University Network y líder asistente de investigación para el Laboratorio de Visualización y Diseño Interactivo en el Syracuse Center of Excellence. Para mí es un honor poder ser parte de una organización que tiene una misión tan especial como democratizar la educación de la arquitectura y hacer el conocimiento del diseño computacional más accesible a todos. Lo que la hace única es que, además de ser una plataforma de educación, es una comunidad basada en el trabajo colaborativo. Justo la semana pasada estaba conversando con una amiga que trabaja acá en Ecuador en una universidad local, que ella me comentaba cómo sus estudiantes tienen toda la motivación y el deseo de aprender más sobre el diseño y estas nuevas tendencias que se están viendo ya desde hace algunos años, pero que desafortunadamente no tienen las herramientas o el acceso para explorarlas. Por ello me parece algo muy, muy importante el poder darles este espacio para desarrollarse como diseñadores, pero también como personas motivadas y curiosas que son. Hemos invitado a diseñadores que tienen trabajos súper únicos e interesantes. Y lo que me parece tan especial de ellos es que a pesar de que se destacan internacionalmente y que han trabajado en firmas importantes como Zaha Hadid Architects o Norman Foster Foundation o MAD Architects, ellos también se desarrollan en sus contextos locales y no se olvidan de sus orígenes. La verdad estoy súper agradecida de que podamos contar con diseñadores y profesionales tan importantes y que ellos tengan o compartan este deseo de incrementar la accesibilidad a la arquitectura y al diseño de arquitectura, especialmente cuando es especialmente necesario en nuestro contexto latinoamericano. Y quiero aprovechar este momento para invitarles el próximo sábado 14 de mayo a las 9 a.m. hora de Lima y a las 10 a.m. hora de Nueva York al Spanish Workshop Preview Day, donde podrán conocer más sobre los workshops que ofrecerán este verano, así como los instructores que hemos invitado. Esperamos poder contar con todos ustedes y muchas gracias por estar aquí. Es un gusto conocerles.
Muchas gracias. Eso ha sido todo por el team español.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Giovanna, Cami. Some of the team members couldn't join us today, but they did share their thoughts, and they've actually put together a video just to show what's happening in the Turkish language this year. We also have Turkish workshops, so let me just share my screen and
I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Özge and I am an architect from Turkey. Currently, I'm writing my master thesis at the İzmir Institute of Technology on the theory of architecture. During my study, I published an article focused on the role of intuition in a design studio, and I attended the EDRA conference with my paper covering the concept of home and place. I am also participating in international architecture and design competitions. In addition, I am a scholar in an academy where I develop and design games with my team. My research interest includes architectural theory, game design, and also artificial intelligence and virtual reality. As a theory student interested in AI, I was following Neil, his works, and this is how I became a follower of DigitalFUTURES. And now I am a part of this wonderful, hardworking team as the Turkey regional manager. For this year, we have 10 workshops from Turkey, and they will be given in Turkish and English by leading instructors and cover topics like gamification of cultural heritage, performative design strategies for extreme conditions on Mars, and knowledge graphs as a tool for co-designing buildings. We will also be covering AI, advanced computation, data visualization, and interactive design themes. I would like to remark that the participation of instructors will be gender balanced. As a student, I know what it means to be able to attend free and online workshops. And DigitalFUTURES helps us to feel connected to people all around the world and to develop ourselves on current technologies. I believe this is the true nature of education. So I am so thankful for this opportunity and the support from instructors. I hope we can grow and reach more and more students. And in Turkish, merhaba, ben Özge, mimarım. İzmir Yüksek Teknoloji Enstitüsü'nde mimarlık teorisi üzerine yüksek lisans tezimi yazıyorum. Bunun yanı sıra yazılım ile ilgileniyor ve ekibimle birlikte bilgisayar oyunları tasarlıyorum. Mimarlık teorisi, oyun tasarımı, yapay zeka ve sanal gerçeklik konularıyla ilgileniyorum. Ve bu yıl itibariyle DigitalFUTURES ekibinde yer alıyorum. Bu yıl için Türkiye'den 10 atölyemiz var. Kültürel mirasın oyunlaştırılması, Mars'taki koşullar için performatif tasarım stratejileri gibi konuların yanı sıra yapay zeka, sanal gerçeklik, hesaplamalı tasarım ve veri görselleştirme temalarını da kapsıyor olacağız. Umarım ilginizi çeker ve katılım sağlarsınız. Böylece büyüyüp daha fazla öğrenciye ulaşabiliriz. Hem DigitalFUTURES hem de destek veren hocalarıma çok ama çok teşekkür ederim. Atölyelerde görüşmek üzere. See you soon.
Thank you. That was wonderful from our Turkish team. I'm Virginia Melnick, and I'm here presenting on behalf of IPSITA, who's been organizing our English workshops in Asia Pacific region and some of the Middle Eastern region and Europe region. And these are all workshops going to be in English. We have many instructors that are returning from the past who are back by popular demand and because they are strong supporters of our initiative here at Digital Futures. And we have many new instructors who will be teaching for the first time. Topics that will be addressed are city modeling, computational design, digital fabrication, AI and machine learning, simulation of material and dynamic processes with machine learning, and some on robotic fabrication potentially as well. So please check back. Our English session for previews won't be for quite some time, but we will invite some of these instructors to present their workshops in more detail. And I would like to pass it off to the other English instructor leader, Gustavo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gustavo Rincon. I'm educated as an architect, third generation. I'm very honored to be here joining the team for the second year. Just wanted to briefly say a little bit about my background, but first, I'm representing the Americas in collaboration with IPSITA, my esteemed colleague. I'm very grateful for everyone behind the scenes at Digital Futures. Being here represents a lot for me. Born in this country, multicultural. I travel to Bogota, Colombia a lot. So my interest is to really support the expansion of our community and the ideals of free education. Currently, we are going to cover in the Americas topics as architecture and computational design, computational generative design, fabrication, AI, machine learning, speculative design, and hopefully a few other topics that might surprise you. Briefly, I just wanted to say thank you, and I know that there's so much hard work behind the scenes, and I'll pass it over to our host, Pavleen. Take it away.
Thank you, Gustavo. Gustavo is also helping out a lot with many other things that are happening behind the scene, working on many other language groups. And speaking of that, we also are joined today by one of our very good instructors, Satoru Sugihara, and Nedi Odor, who has been also joining us a lot for presentation and talks. And Satoru, it will be our pleasure if you can just introduce very quickly about yourself and what do we have in the Japanese workshops this year. Yeah.
Thank you for the introduction. And I'm honored to be here as a manager of the Japanese region. So actually, I'm running a computational design studio in Tokyo, and I used to teach at SciArc, and I used to be a computational designer at Morphosis. And so I taught a workshop like last year and 2 years ago in Digital Futures, and this year I'm gonna manage. And then right now it's still in the process of organizing the workshop, but I'm really excited that to bring this amazing contents to Japanese language area. And then okay, so I'm gonna also talk in Japanese, I guess. So 杉原と言います。今年各言語でワークショップを届けるということで、日本語のワークショップをいつかデジタルフューチャーの方で届けるということで今企画中です。なのでぜひとも期待してください。でまた今月末にシンポジウムを行いますので、そちらの方もまた情報が出ますのでぜひご覧ください。Thank you.
Thank you, Satoru. Neri, would you like to say a few words just to summarize? And now we're reaching also towards the end of the last workshop. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Nedi. I'm a Kenyan architect. I studied my bachelor's in Kenya and my master's at the Dia Bauhaus. I have contributed to Digital Futures a few times and just recently organized the new hybrid session for Africa.
So for the workshops, we will be having a few African contributors, hopefully from various regions, and we might have it in English and some from the Francophone. So I am looking forward to being a new organizer with the team, and also looking forward to having a lot of African contributors, because this might be a first for a lot of African students kind of joining the Digital Futures platform, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Yes, thanks so much, Neri. Looking forward to more workshops this next couple of weeks now. And just to quickly also summarize what most of our workshop managers were talking about, there is a schedule of events that are going to happen this month, which will do the preview session in detail of all the workshops that were just summarized right now. So I would make just a very quick brief, and then hand it over to Neil to give some closing remarks.
So you want to speak, Badminton?
I was just going to share the schedule, but you can start with the remarks, and I'll
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, like most of the managers already spoke about, 14th May is going to be our Spanish session, Spanish preview of the workshops. Then on 21st of May, there would be Portuguese. All the workshop previews will also happen in the respective languages. On 27th of May, we'll have Turkish. 28th May, English, Chinese, and Arabic will happen at different time zones. More information about these sessions will be available on Instagram handle, as well as on all our social media platforms. Live streaming of these sessions will be done on YouTube and Bilibili. Next week, we also have our session, talk session in Farsi on 13th of May, and 14th May is when the first preview session in Spanish will begin. So this is what we have for this month, a very packed calendar for all the students and instructors to make the introduction to summer. Neil, all over to you now. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Bavleen. I'm not quite sure what to say, because it is so kind of touching to hear these different languages, and to recognize what a kind of impact Digital Futures has now had over the world. And I think when we first started this and we first went online, we saw this as some kind of new territory that had opened up and that had been there the whole time, but we didn't really know about. And now I could really genuinely see how it's really beginning to have an impact. So all I can say is this doesn't come without any hard work. There is an enormous amount of hard work that goes on behind the scenes that you don't know about, but it is in many ways very rewarding hard work to think that actually you can really make a difference, and to think that we can use this platform to really help democratize education. So I just wanted to say a very special thank you to all the team that have been putting in an enormous amount of work behind this. And there are many things that we're going to be doing this year. We've opened up a new website, and that many of our team have been working on particularly hard, especially Mohammed. Thank you so much for what you've been doing on that. And we look forward to something that is, who knows what it will bring. I'm always reminded of these moments when I was a student at the University of Cambridge and Emmanuel College, and when they founded the college, it was like 500 years ago almost now. Queen Elizabeth I planted a symbolic oak tree, and she said, "I'm planting this oak tree, and who knows what fruit will grow from it." Well, a few years after that, someone called John Harvard graduated from the college, and then he emigrated to the States, and the rest is history. He gave his name to Harvard University. So who knows what will become of what happens with Digital Futures. We've planted a seed here, and we're tending it carefully and allowing it to grow. And who knows what it's going to grow to. But I just want to say, to repeat my thanks to everybody behind this, the incredible hard work that's been going on. But I think it's really worth it. I look forward to the opening ceremony, which we're going to make a very special ceremony. I can't reveal any secrets yet about what's going to happen, but it's going to be very special, and to such an extraordinary range of workshops in so many different languages. It's truly amazing to see this developing this way. And looking back at the very first moment when I brought some students from the American Academy in China to Shanghai to collaborate with Philip, where this all came from. It's a handful of people, no more than that, to see that it's grown into this incredible platform. And we're getting incredible views. For our clay printing session, I think we've had over 53,000 views, and so on. It's really building up. So thank you to all the team for doing this. I think that history will look back on this and record this as being a very significant moment. We don't look back so much because we're about the future, but hopefully this is going to lead to something that is really going to have a radical impact in helping to democratize education and move forward debates and help other people all around the world. We're in an age, I think, when we need to overcome divisions. We have too many divisions, and even more maybe appearing these days. And that the whole remit of Digital Futures is to break through boundaries, overcome divisions, and to open up to the rest of the world. So we look forward to welcoming you to the whole summer event. It's going to be an extraordinary thing, and thank you again for all those people behind the scenes working so hard on this. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. I think it's a great presentation from all of you. I can see the faces from the different places around the world coming together. I can remark the very beginning of Digital Futures 12 years ago. I think it's a really special moment this year based on a lot of different difficulty, but still we want to hold this special event. I think the whole world can stand together on this planet. I think the planet, we should sharing our whole mission and vision to think about how to contribute all the advantage from the digital technology to the world. So looking forward to the further introduction and organization from different language. And we're looking forward to make the high quality based on the quantity of the workshops. So thank you for your contribution. Thank you to everyone. I think last but not least, we want to take a photo together with all of you today, and looking forward to the summer event. Thank you so much. That's great. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. See you soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Salam. Thank you.
Bye.
Salam. Bye.
Gracias. Bye.